Mayor. Josh Cassio, Communications Coordinator for the City of Tampa's Mobility Department. As you all know, stormwater and flooding is top of mind for everyone. It's top of mind for us as well. And that's why we're here tonight, to talk to you about what we're doing, what we can expect this storm season, and how we can all work together to make things better. And of course, to answer your questions, I'm sure you have many of them. I just ask you guys write them down ahead of time. Frank will collect them, and then we'll get through as many as we possibly can with our panel of experts here. I want to start out with a sort of 50,000-foot view. We advance that. There we go. 50,000-foot view here in the city of Tampa. As you know, Tampa is a low-lying coastal city. No surprise there, but that means we are especially vulnerable to flooding. It probably always will be one of our biggest threats, challenges, and of course, expenses. Storm surge will always be a threat. If the bay is going to come on land, there's really not much we can do about that. The city is made up of 46 basins or bowls where water collects. These are geographic bowls. You're going to see in this map and several other topographical maps that we have, red is higher elevation, green is lower. So you'll see as gravity does its thing, water will move from red to green into those bowls. The goal for our stormwater team is to reduce flooding from rainfall in these basins through our system of ponds, pipes, and pumps. We call them the 3 Ps, ponds, pipes, and pumps. The important thing here is we can improve things, we can reduce flooding, we can never fully prevent flooding. Again, we can never fully prevent flooding. Let's talk maintenance for a second. Next slide, please. These next two slides highlight the ongoing maintenance our team has done so far this year. We've removed nearly 250 tons of debris from our stormwater pipes alone. Usually that's mud and sediment. Sometimes we find things like a piece of a car, which is in that upper right corner there. How it got there, we don't know, but it was definitely clogging up the system. Good thing we got it out of there. We've removed more than 2,000 tons of debris from our ditches. You can see under that piece of a car is a chopped up tree that someone left in the ditches. Please don't do that. That, again, clogs up the system and causes a lot of extra work for our team. Next slide. You can see our street sweepers have removed more than 2,500 tons of debris from 11,000 curb miles that were swept. Fun fact here, we only sweep curbed streets. That number, 11,000 curb miles and 2,500 tons of debris, that's really important because the street sweepers are really our first course of action to keep our system clean. They keep a lot of that sediment out of the system in the first place. The other work listed there doesn't get a lot of coverage or hype, but that is a lot of tough construction work done by hand. I've watched these guys work very hard in the hot sun building some of this infrastructure, and it's very critical to ensure the underlying infrastructure is up to snuff. And we've also been maintaining our pump stations as well, which, as you know, is critically important. Next slide. So let's talk about how we're improving readiness and what we're doing new this year to be as prepared as we can be. We have beefed up maintenance big time. We have in-house crews working 6 days a week on maintenance. We've called in additional contractors like Flowtech and Kimmins to boost our manpower. That's a picture of Flowtech using their vac truck, and what they do is there's a long tube there they put through the pipe. It shoots out high-pressured water. It gets all the debris out of that pipe, and then there's a giant suction arm right here that basically is like a vacuum. It just sucks it all up. Next slide, please. We have 9, it says 8, it should actually say 9 temporary backup generators on standby for our pump stations. As soon as we know a storm is coming, they'll be deployed and running. Currently, they are being maintained and tested at Sunbelt Rentals in Tampa. And a little breaking news for you guys, we're gonna have a press conference tomorrow highlighting these backup generators. They'll be going to North 45th Street, 113th Avenue, 109th Avenue, El Portal Drive, Country Club Drive, Elbow Drive, Poinsettia Avenue, and North Avon Avenue. And you can see those blue dots, the blue stars on the map, that's where they'll be heading. We're also working to acquire full-time permanent backup generators, and we already have the $11 million in place to do that. We expect that to be done within about 2 years. Next slide. So when a storm is coming and the backups are installed, we're going to turn them on manually this year rather than wait for the power to go out and hope the automatic transfer switch worked. In other words, whether there's power or not, these backup generators will be on and running. We also will have a dedicated pump station response team that'll solely be focused on ensuring that they are filled up, that they are running properly, and they'll be monitoring water levels minute by minute. Next slide. And finally, we've completed a number of smaller, what we call micro projects in places like Parkland Estates and Palmacia Pines. These are things like widening inlets, adding stormwater grates, a new pipe, and paving. And we call them micro projects because they're smaller in scale compared to our huge capital projects, but make no mistake, again, like you saw in those other photos, these take a lot of work, a lot of manpower, and a lot of time. Our guys do a great job on that. Bottom line here, our stormwater operations folks have been incredibly busy. They still are. We are not done yet. In fact, as long as it's not storming, our team will be out there maintaining the system and doing everything they can to prepare for the next big storm. Can more be done? Absolutely. Are we doing as much as we possibly can? Are we working to do more? Absolutely. Next slide, please. So let's briefly go over some success stories. This used to be called Lake Henderson. It used to flood so much in this area at Henderson and Dale Mabry, they started calling it Lake Henderson. But after the city and FDOT put in some stormwater piping there, it doesn't flood as much, and Lake Henderson is essentially gone. Some of these maps, by the way, may be hard to see. I'll just point out real quick. So purple, these are box culverts. Green, these are other projects. And blue are the stormwater mains right there. And again, notice red higher, green lower. You can imagine the water where it wants to go. Next slide, please. This is Southeast Seminole Heights. A few years ago, our team started working in the Southeast Seminole Heights area. That's Lake Roberta. It's basically done at this point, and there's a few odds and ends, but it's mostly done, and you don't see that kind of flooding there anymore. And then the Cypress Street outfall is next. Thank you. Yep. This is another project our team worked on. You can see there was folks canoeing through the street there. You won't see that today, although I will admit it makes for a really good photo. Next slide, please. So let's zoom in on North Tampa, the North Tampa Closed Basin and Forest Hills, where we are now. Forest Hills, of course, on the left, North Tampa in the middle, and then University Square. Those stars represent pump stations. Notice again, topography. You can see what's higher and what's lower. And again, see where that water goes. Next slide. We're going to zoom in a little closer here on Forest Hills. You get another look at the bowl-like topography. This area is served by pump stations, force mains, and stormwater ponds. One of the biggest challenges here is where to pump the water because there aren't that many outfalls. That's why you see so many stormwater ponds and pump stations in this area. A big point here, as you all know, this area is also affected by stormwater flooding from outside the city limits. And we're going to see more on that in the next slide. Yeah, if you notice the red Curiosity Creek boundary there and the city limits there, this area is impacted by flooding outside of that boundary. There's about 20 county ponds. If they overflow, where's that water going? It's coming here. So that's another challenge we have to deal with up here. The city and county, by the way, are working together to study this stuff and to make improvements. But again, if it rains hard enough, long enough, understand that that is going to be a major challenge. Next slide, please. So these next few slides are really important. You've heard about what we're doing and how we do it, but there is a lot that is out of our control. Number one, this is big and the mayor mentioned it, every stormwater system on the planet has limits, period. They are not designed to flood-proof neighborhoods, especially from big, heavy rainstorms or hurricanes. The general gist of these next few slides is if it rains hard enough, long enough, you will see flooding. Our City of Tampa vulnerability study shows going forward we will be impacted by sea level rise, extreme rains, and storm surge. Unfortunately, also, much of our current system is older and inadequate. That's why we're constantly looking at these big new projects to improve things. Again, we can never flood proof, but we can improve things. These projects, of course, can be disruptive, but the alternative is, as the weather gets worse, we don't want to fall behind on our infrastructure needs. And of course, as we look to build these new structures, we're always limited by what already exists, so we have to design around that. and that can certainly limit what, where, and how we build our new infrastructure. Next slide, please. Okay, so bear in mind here, again, I'm not a math guy, and there's a lot of numbers here. This is a little bit wonky, but let's get through this slide because this is very important. So the numbers here, that's rainfall totals and time, okay? So rainfall totals, time, these three columns are really important. Generally speaking, our stormwater system is designed to industry standards, which are capable of handling typical summer storms. Again, typical summer storms, not extreme, not a hurricane, typical summer storms. Generally speaking, our system can handle rainfall totals up to and including that yellow column. So what that means is, let's say you have 2 inches of rain in 30 minutes, so right about here. 2 inches of rain, 30 minutes. You should be okay, our system should be able to handle that. When you get to 2.35 inches of rain over, what is that, 20 minutes? Then you start to have a problem. And we had that on 6/2, on June 2nd, we had 2.35 inches of rain in 20 minutes, and you started to see that flooding. The purple star there, by the way, that's Hurricane Milton. I should note, by the way, it's our system's job to also get the water out. So it may not stop flooding, but certainly our system will continue working to remove as much water as possible. It just may take time. Next slide, please. This is rainfall data in Tampa from 2001 to 2024. You can see Hurricane Milton, of course, brought us very high last year, 80 inches total. But over time, you can just see how many times we've had really heavy rainfall, including in 2015. Next slide. This is meant to show you when we talk about 1 inch, 1.5 inches, 2 inches, 2.5 inches, it doesn't sound like much rain. These next two videos are just basically going to show you what 1 inch of rain per hour looks like versus 1.5. That ½ inch doesn't sound like much, but it's a lot. So if we just hit play on each of those for one, kind of look in the lower right, do the first, the 1 inch, yeah, there you go. Sort of focus on this bottom right corner here. Good. That's fine. You can just play the next one. You got it? There we go. Okay. Again, we're talking about only a ½ inch difference, but you can see how much heavier that rain is. Now imagine you're talking 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5. It's a lot of water. It's just meant to kind of help you visualize how much water we're really talking about here. Next slide, please. All right, thank you. So here are some projects that are in the works right now around Forest Hills. There's a new pump station that's under design. We're expanding the North Ashley Pond. That should be completed around December of this year. We're improving our active monitoring systems. And also, again, we have those backup portable generators ready to go. These are all meaningful upgrades. Again, we can't outbuild a hurricane, but we can make improvements that make our community safer and more resilient. Next slide, please. This is the Watershed Master Plan. It will be our roadmap going forward to new infrastructure projects and our flooding needs in the future. This is going to use the latest modeling and data to inform us of what we need. If you've watched the news lately, you've probably heard that we've been asking for photos. That's essentially to help us back up any data that we already have. So we want to compare what actually happened to the data that and the models that we're using. Another major benefit here, it will ultimately save residents money on flood insurance premiums when it's all finished. It'll take a few years to be completed, but it'll be a watershed moment for our department. Pun intended there. Sorry. Next slide, please. This is a brief slide on our quarterly reports. These are on our website, tampa.gov/mobility/stormwater. If you want to track us and monitor what we're doing, where we're working, things we've completed, this is the best way to hold us accountable. Next slide. Again, if you want to learn more about our department, tampa.gov/mobility/stormwater. If you need help, we have a Our tip line is available 24 hours a day, 274-3101, or you can scan that QR code right there. Next slide. So this is how you can help us. We're all in this together. Every little bit helps. Number one, please do not blow leaves or yard waste in the drain. It can lead to clogs. It is also illegal. If you see a lawn care company doing it, you can take photos and videos and submit them to us. We have ways to make them stop. That is a pretty big deal, so please don't do that. Please don't blow leaves down the drain. If you see drainage issues, please contact us immediately. You can also report it via tampaconnect.com. Also consider adding compost and grass to your property. That increases the soil retention and it will reduce stormwater runoff. And we'd also like to know about your feedback on an Adopt a Drain program. We're working on a program that would essentially allow you to adopt a stormwater drain near your house, and you would volunteer to keep it clear of leaves and debris for up to a year. So we'd love to have some feedback on that as well. Also, big underline there, please consider purchasing flood insurance. If you live in Florida, you should be considering getting flood insurance. Next slide, please. Of course, be ready. Hurricane season has arrived. Make a plan, have a kit, stay informed. You can text Tampa Ready to 888-777. These alerts come straight from us. They are very critical in times of need, so it's a really good idea to sign up for Tampa Alert. And our last slide, we would like you, next slide please. We have a community action survey. We want to hear from you, so just scan that code and take our survey, and it'll help us respond to you better. And that's everything from me. Next up, oh, thank you, appreciate that.